is a great horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
Hello, everyone. Science Viking here, and it's time to return to Darkest Dungeon. And because we rescued Gale over here, we can actually recruit him. Do I have to drop someone in order to get him? I think I'm going to drop the Plague Doctor. Get rid of my Seeker Plague Doctor. Exchange.
It is done. Turn yourself now to the condition of those poor devils who remain.
In exchange. So... cycle through. So, I have a mysterious man in a red hood who wields an executioner's sword and is named Gale. Huh. That couldn't possibly be a reference to anything.
This man understands that adversity and existence are one and the same.
Oh, right. And he starts off with all of his abilities upgraded to the maximum that they can be, too. That's going to be helpful. Anyway, let's start upgrading the people who haven't already been upgraded, because we finally have money. At least a little bit. Pop you over here, upgrade your armor. Let me see, what else? Who else could I potentially bring on a mission? Alright, that's actually all I can afford to spend anyway, so let's find another mission. And I don't have enough, even... You know, in hindsight, I probably should actually give Engeran some... Oh, right, I can't stress his treatment because of the Crimson Curse and because of, stress treatment restrictions. So, let's see, what can I do? I could kill the Siren. Who could I bring to that mission? Okay, sort by experience level. Obviously, I can't bring the 3 and higher people, so... I have a Houndmaster, a Highwayman, and a Vestal, as well as a couple of level 2 lepers. I think I know what team composition I'm going for. Let's bring a Vestal, Houndmaster, the Highwayman. Let's reverse their positions. And let's bring one of the moderately experienced lepers. Okay. Actually, before I do that, these guys should have their mark exploitation abilities upgraded. And upgrade a little bit else. Alright, that leaves us with some significant money problems, but fortunately, we have trinkets we can sell. So a dodge stone and a debuff stone. Not the most important trinkets in the world. And now we can embark. Need to equip everyone first. Still have 0 Vestal specific equipment. But a dodge stone and a worry stone are probably good for the medic. Oh, first I have to unequip all trinkets because I forgot to do that. Alright, the Drifter's Buckle and the Stalwart Buckle should be good. Still sticking with the... Yeah, I don't have anything that... The only thing I have that improves healing is Junia's head, and I don't want to risk the stress associated with that. So instead, a dodge stone and a worry stone, since the worry stone is just better than the snake rider. I also don't have any Houndmaster specific equipment. However, I am actually willing to risk Dismas's head on the Houndmaster for extra damage. And in addition to that, if only I had a sun ring. Oh, the other thing I can give him is the Ethereal Crucifix, plus 25% damage versus Eldritch. So he's a little fragile now, but against the Siren herself, he'll do plus 50% damage to his already high damage. And for the leper, I'll give him the Redemption Armlet and the Warrior's Cap. Still a little weird to be outfitting when we have such weak trinkets. I got really used to having all good trinkets. Plenty of food. I only can afford to bring one of the blood, because we have people in the hamlet who might need it. Decent handful of torches. Keys are always good. Medicinal herbs. I don't think we need anti-venom. We do need shovels, though. We can live without holy water. Alright, and let's find out more about how the ancestor was insane.
My lofty position wasn't always accompanied by the fear of office. And there was a time when I could walk the streets or raise a glass in the tavern without concern for molestation. Faithful as the tide, one precocious village waif made it her hobby to shadow my every errand. It was charming then, troublesome later.
Yeah, and we all know how this ends.
I always wondered what became of the unfortunate little waif.
Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Okay, he's already got the Crimson Curse craving. That ain't good. So, barnacles off of the chest.
If only treasure could staunch the
heirlooms.
flow.
Whoa! Narrowly dodge a tentacle monster. We could get another infestation, another invitation, but we don't really need one. We have several.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
And now for some violence. Ah, they're opening up a Call of the Deep on their most durable party member. That's definitely not going to create problems for us later. Alright. Chop will not kill the sea maggot without a critical, but it could do significant damage to the Guardian even with his boosted protection. Okay, Open Vein has 110% bleed chance versus 40% bleed resist, so this has a good chance of bleeding for 2. And it does 1 to 3, so that could do the job. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'm going to target Whistle the Shaman for next turn. And let's follow that up with Dazzling Light, because I don't want to deal with Barnacle Barrier today. Let's try to make this a Barnacle Barrier-free episode. Stress Wave does nothing. Seaward Slash, however, that does something. This Pistol Shot also does things. Okay, Hound's Rush is a 7 to 11 plus bleeding. But the main point is to guarantee that the leper can finish him off. When the leper eventually gets turned. Okay, Chop will kill if it hits. What about Hugh? Hugh would need a high roll to kill, so I'm gonna go for Chop.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
And now we can open it up with Dazzling Light, so we don't have to deal with spearfishing. That's good. I don't want to get spearfished. And there we go.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And we are shoveling the oyster. I don't think that's
beyond measure. Awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
Yeah, I'm gonna save giving him any of the blood until we actually reach the boss. Unfortunately, we're critically low on blood right now.
The match is struck. A blazing star is
born. I don't actually know where the Siren is. I'm pretty sure she's here, but that could be a nasty surprise, just randomly stumble across the boss. And they decide to stun our stun specialist, of course. Ow. Alright, so Chop can one-shot either of them. How about Hugh? Hugh can't one-shot, so I'm just gonna get rid of the stinger because I don't want to deal with the stuns. Of course, it would miss. It's not even the leper's fault this time. I mean, it usually is. But this time it's because the deep stingers have high evasion. Of course, it didn't stop the highwaymen. also, the Houndmaster manages to do just barely not enough damage to prevent Stress Wave. Okay, once again, Chop could one-shot. 80% to hit also is not that bad, as you can see. Alright. Judgment to put an end to the Shaman, and heal the one person who's really significantly injured. And now we have Pistol Shot and Hound's Rush. If one doesn't do it, the other will.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
That's actually one of the reasons why the Highwayman Houndmaster combo is so effective, is because they can both comfortably hit every position. Okay, we got room battles with treasure, but I'm actually going to come back for that, which means I can also come back for this. I'll come back for the rest of the treasure when we're lower on supply items and the boss is dead. We may have to miss out on the treasure depending on how badly the boss fight goes, but I'd rather find that out at the end. Okay, I do want to open this here. And it's already been looted. Right up into the torch. And cultists! Just what I always wanted. I was just thinking, you know what we need? You know what this fish dungeon needs more of? Insane cultists! Hound's Harry can finish off the act.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Alright, I'm gonna give you a bandage. And Chop could one-shot either. The Brawler is more dangerous.
Obliterated.
This is what happens when you increase the leper's accuracy. It mitigates pretty much his only weakness. One man should not have this much power. Clearly, the enemy agrees. Right. Let's just Hounds miss the cultist. Let's try that again.
Eradicated.
And there's the critical hit we've all been waiting for. And one more one-shot
as the enemy crumbles.
That's the thing about the leper. Between his attack power... Yeah, it's not actually... The Blood Course Medallion isn't good enough to be worth dropping something. Between his high attack power and his low accuracy, the leper is a very all-or-nothing hero. He either one-shots the enemy or he does nothing. There's really no exceptions to that. Alright, I'm 100% sure the Siren isn't in this room. Watch me be wrong, but... Also, we haven't found any of the blood. That's a bit of a problem. I may need to do one of those blood hunting missions in the courtyard. Yeah. Siren isn't here. This is where the boss is. Perfect. Alright, light up the firewood. Feast. That gives us 2 more inventory spaces.
Firelight. An uneasy companionship.
Okay. You don't have Bandit's Sense, but you do have Hound's Watch. Alright, you go for clean guns, and you go for reflection. And now we rest, and we have some nice handy buffs going into the boss
Spirits are lifted.
We're going to need
is made clear.
Spearfishing on the guy who can handle it. We're gonna need some healing though. Alright, spearfishing has yet to successfully move anyone. Can this level of spearfishing not move people? Grape Shot Blast,
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Lick Wounds, so the rest of us have to spend her turn healing you. Because she should be able to finish this one off with Judgment. Especially if she does that. You shall suffer as I have. Alright, we have to deal with whatever they do this round, and that's some stuff. The Hound's Rush doesn't finish it off, the Pistol Shot will. Or actually the Bleeding will now. I was hoping to prevent you from getting an action at all, but this is close enough.
Devastating blow.
And now we can just spend the rest of the round healing ourselves until this guy bleeds to death. Right. Nice big heal on the Houndmaster. And the Solemnity.
liquidated.
Everybody's at full health, everybody's at pretty low stress, we can actually kill the enemy ourselves. Which means, again, we ended the fight with the same, with full health and with less stress than we had when the fight began.
Into the mud.
More loot. A lot of loot, no blood. The others are gone. They were victims of a malevolent transformation. Their scales had rotted to soft, vulnerable flesh, slowly suffocating without gills. The worst was their eyes, close set and forced to squint through fleshy slits. I shudder, recalling the horrific, unclean warmth of their blood as I rinsed my talons. I nearly retched. May death grant them soft mercy. That's creepy. Seems like someone turned into a fish and then murdered his
The
companion.
aquatic devils have remade the poor girl in their image.
Okay.
As their queen.
Okay, he
Their
resisted
slave.
it. I was gonna say, because that was the worst possible target for Song of Desire, because it would prevent me from marking the target. But if it fails and I can stun her, okay, you get the blood, because I want you in bloodlust mode going into this. And a nice, cool sixth of the boss's maximum HP in one hit. Okay, now mark the target. It'd be nice if the guy with the marking ability didn't go last, but what can you do? But chop, now that, oh, right, target whistle reduces protection, not dodge. It's sniper's mark that reduces dodge. Song of Desire on the Vestal. That's kind of both good and bad. It's bad because she has the ability to heal the Vestal, but it's good because I don't need her to cause damage, and we have the ability to hit very hard. All of the people who are good at causing damage are fine. Okay, and the mark wore off because it didn't last for very long and she got multiple actions. Well, she's marked again. And pistol shot still does 12. It looks like mark exploitation is just not going to be the way we do this. Or perhaps it will be. And I forgot to use the dog treats again, because I always forget to use the dog treats. Oh, right. She can also summon regular fish. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Vestal. That was the most helpful thing you could possibly have done while being under the enemy's control. A little bit of stress, but not very much, and since she's only in position 2, I can still reach the Siren with the Leper, who could finish her off with one hit if he gets a critical. Alas, it was not to be. I had the most tranquil dream. The thirst! The thirst! The thirst! Alright, dazzling lights and stress resistance is no longer increased. It didn't work, but it was worth trying. 10 to 19, this could be it. And it is!
Bearing trade, the lifeblood of any port. And resume again now that the routes are safe.
And we finally got a piece of Vestal-specific gear. But having finished the boss with everyone above 90% health and only one person with 20 or more stress, we can afford to keep exploring a little bit. I was not expecting the fight to go that well. I figured we could handle it and it wouldn't be that bad, but I wasn't expecting it to be that good. Now we have some chests to collect. Hopefully some of them have something useful in them, like blood or jewels. My two favorite things, blood and jewels. Also, damn it,
A
Petramol.
fortune, waiting to be spent.
Actually, I need heirlooms more than I need. I was gonna say I need heirlooms more than I need money. Now that I think about it, I really need both very badly. Okay, chop on the, yeah, Bloodlust Leper is really powerful. Pistol shot on the Shaman. Just barely not enough. The Leper should be able to make up... The Leper? Yes, the Leper, who is in position 4 and specializes in healing, should be able to make up the difference. Yeah. The, Vestal should be able to make up the difference with Judgment. Like
Well
so.
struck.
One of these days, I'll be able to remember what my different heroes' classes are. Okay, we don't need the extra food.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
And our first locked chest, and our first bandits, too. Trust me, guys, there's nothing here. You do not want to be here. Hound's Rush could finish. I may as well actually use one of the dog traits. Still not quite enough for the kill, but close. And we reject the warm, cozy embrace of blanket fire.
Impressive.
Yeah, that's how you... I'll show you how to shoot something. That's how you shoot something. Ow. Yeah, she's bleeding for 1. It isn't really a big deal. May as well go for Divine Comfort because we've got a bunch of miscellaneous damage and a critical on exactly the guy who needed it. Just give me what I need. Alright, and another Divine Comfort because the Vestal went last and then first. Usually the turn order isn't that variable. But I guess today's just kind of an unusual day.
Cursed champion falls.
Okay, that leaves just the Cutthroat. And that doesn't leave the Cutthroat.
This expedition at least promises success.
I'm actually going to risk dropping the bandages for the crests. And our first key usage. And that's part of the reason why I dropped the bandages.
Trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
That's part of the reason I dropped the bandages, because I figured there'd be heirlooms in that chest. Another mariner, another misfortune.
Another misfortune.
There's apparently a lot of mariners and a lot of misfortune around here. I mean, the misfortune part isn't surprising. This hamlet goes beyond cursed. But I'm surprised at the sheer number of mariners. I think they'd be staying away from this place. Unlock strongbox. 2 busts and a key. I am going to start saving up for the Sanguine Vintners now, actually, so getting bulk heirlooms is actually kind of important. Through here. And here we go. And you're surprised. Okay. Pistol shot could kill, but it's not guaranteed. Apparently wasn't even likely. Probably should have gone after the brawler rather than the jellyfish. So we managed to kill something, and that means I'm satisfied. As long as something dies, I'm happy. Alright, let's stun the enemy's stun specialist. That way we just have to deal with bleeding, and we don't have bandages. This is why I should have killed the brawler when I had the chance. Let me see something. So Chop will almost certainly kill the brawler. Hugh straight up... Oh, because it's Chop 2 versus Hugh 1. That's why Hugh does so much less damage, because I haven't upgraded it, but I've upgraded Chop. I was wondering, it's like, I know Hugh is weaker than Chop, but I didn't think it was weaker by that much. And the Deep Stinger manages to just barely survive on 1 HP, and I only have an 88% chance to hit the Hound's Rush. Unfortunately, 88% is apparently enough. So we're 750. We are so close to the end of this, I can actually... I'll drop the dog treats for the emerald. You know what, I'll drop the food for the gold, too. We are almost out of here. Just one battle, and then we can go home. So much blood!
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
And more fish and cultists. It's a we got fish and we got cultists. It's a surf and turf special. Okay, so you're back to normal, and normal has difficulty one-shotting cultist brawlers. Why can't you just be a little bit more insane, Mako? You're too sane for this operation. Pistol shot. Yeah, let's go with the one. Let's go for the shaman, the one that can heal his allies. Hound's Rush. No one-shots. I was hoping at least one of them would. And the Vestal passed, so I can't finish anything off with Judgment either. We're gonna have to do this the slow way. And it goes for Sea Breeze. We're gonna have to do this the really slow way. I guess this group just insists on dying slowly. and causing a lot of stress on the way down. Okay, just get rid of the shaman so we don't have to deal with another stress wave. Get rid of the grouper because I don't like his face. Dodge the tentacle that the cultist is summoning. Stun the acolyte, because why not? I get rid of the acolyte because I don't want to deal with any more stressful incantations.
A trifling victory.
No point in holding on to the medicinal
But a victory
herbs.
nonetheless.
May as well trade those for citrine, and the strong box was a trap, and now he's poisoned. But you're just gonna have to walk it off. Let's get out of here. We've at least collected pretty much all of the loot. And 6, 5, 6, 8. That sounds like it should be the combination of something. And more mid-level heroes emerge. Okay, and yeah, and the Vestal is not allowed to visit the brothel for reasons that nobody talks about. You know,
in time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Combining that with the Crimson Curse is that's a little creepy. Combining deviant tastes with the Crimson Curse. Also, to me, this message is a little bit funny. Warning: current level of contagion in this facility, none. It's like they're warning me that there's no risk of contagion. Like I don't think no risk of contagion requires a warning. Unfortunately, just treating the stress from the boss fight is enough to deplete the funds that we got from the boss fight. Okay, we don't want to skip all the way over. So now the mill is... I'm too far over on this side. Where is the... So the Sanguine Vintners only requires 80 busts. I know I don't have enough for that yet, but how close am I? Trading all of my portraits would get me 6 busts, bringing me up to 19. Trading all of my deeds would get me 6 more, bringing me up to 25. And trading all of my crests would get me 9 more, bringing me up to a little bit past 30. So we're gonna need another mission before we have enough. And I don't actually have enough gold to train or upgrade anyone. So where to go now? There are no more bosses unlocked. I am not going to be able to... We are not prepared to go on the epic quest, especially since we need a quest that ends with us actually having money. So, haven't done much in the Weald. So you get an Archer's Ring. You get a Book of Intuition that reduces the chance of being surprised. We already have a Virtuous Chalice. This is also a short mission, so I can reasonably bring an antiquarian. So we're doing a short mission in the Weald. Who is going on that? Doing the less experienced antiquarian, and let's bring a... there are a lot of eldritch enemies there, so let's bring an occultist. Which means I should probably have the occultist learn Sacrificial Stab. He's good for everything else, but I want him to know Sacrificial Stab. And... let's go with entirely level 0 people and just bring a Man-at-Arms and a Abomination. Right. Unequip all trinkets. And, oh, I even already have a Blood Course medallion. But, what do I actually want to give the Antiquarian? So, the increased healing received is the only trinket that's Antiquarian specific. Give her a Dodge Stone and a Blight Charm. Okay. I'll actually give the Occultist the Ethereal Crucifix. And I'm also going to risk it and give him Junia's Head since he's the main healer. And let's get a Restraining Padlock and what else? Can't really think of anything good. Yeah, it's not going to let me equip both restraining padlocks. I'll give him the worry stone. Actually, yeah, I'll stick with that. And the man-at-arms gets the warrior's cap, and actually no, he gets the move stone and the health stone because he actually has a move ability. And the seeker man-at-arms at least has the exact ability set that I want him to have. Okay, we've dealt with a boss. Now we just need to solve our funding problem. Alright. Nobody here has the Crimson Curse, so I don't need to bring any of the blood, which is good, because we pretty much don't have any. I don't need that much food, but we should probably have 12. Plenty of shovels, because there's a lot of graves we can dig up in the Weald. Yes, grave robbery is a very important part of how this operation is funded. And plenty of bandages and anti-venom. And that's all we actually need. It's also all the money we have, so it's good that that's all we need.
Corruption has soaked the soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Let us burn out this evil.
Unfortunately, there's still a lot of bad life in these groves. That's... damn it. And I already forgot to use the antiquarian to open the pack. Oh, we already have a chest. And ectoplasm! You all know what ectoplasm likes to do. And I forgot to equip Sacrificial Stab after going out of my way to learn it. Beast File only blights 2 points for 3 turns and does 1 to 2. I'm still going for it. If we can make more of them die at the same time as each other, that would be good. Crush on the one all the way in the back, and it missed. Nervous Stab. And all 3 of them are still active, unfortunately. I need to hope they don't use Cytokinesis. So far, they're not. And they're still not. We've established that they have it, but they've decided not to use it. Okay, this is a persistent slime. Fortunately, now it's gone.
Destroy.
Nervous stab. Nervous miss. I need to take out. Alright, I need you to hit with this. 85%. I need you to make this work.
Surges as the enemy
Good job,
crumbles.
Sigmund. And we got nothing from that fight. Well, it didn't take very much effort, so I suppose that's
and
appropriate.
driven into the mud.
12 crests, 2 deeds, and an antique. That sounds like a weird combination of things that you need for some story that you never go into detail about. Like, I needed a long length of hose, pliers, and pliers, and some peanut butter. Please don't ask why. Manacles, which actually couldn't have killed. I still don't have Sacrificial Stab equipped because I have the memory of a goldfish, apparently. Yeah, the maggots are actually going to be a serious problem because I don't have crowd control and I forgot to equip Sacrificial Stab.
A faint hope blossoms.
We're just going to be gravely nibbled to death. Grave situation with all the nibbling. Okay, just crush that with a tentacle.
Maintain the offensive.
Manacles cannot kill, but it can kill in a couple of hits, or when combined with Nervous Stab. Okay, there we go. We're down to just 1. The maggots are not quite the threat that I was worried they would be. Still, for a team of level 0s, even maggots can actually be dangerous because you just do so little damage. Okay, and knife. The antiquarian was knife enough to solve our problem.
This expedition at least promises success.
Also, yeah, I don't use Hands from the Abyss generally. I don't like any abilities that intentionally reduce the torch level. I'm sure there are strategies that can make effective use of them, but that just seems altogether too risky for me.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
And this entire route was pointless. Wonderful. Well, I suppose something had to be. There has to be nothing somewhere for us to inspect. Not bothering with the cocoons because, again,
The light,
we have plenty
the promise
of
of
invitations
safety.
right now. And rabid gnashers. Okay, again, sacrificial stab is not a one-shot, partially because we're mostly dealing with beasts. This area is a mixture of beasts and eldritch, and we're mostly getting the beasts this time. Fortunately, nervous stab is actually really good. I mean, the antiquarian overall is not the best hero, but nervous stab is actually a pretty good ability in terms of the range that it can target. Fortunately, rabid rush is also pretty good. And they've really decided to show off how great of an attack that ability is. And now they're focusing on the injured person. This is a problem. Alright. Battlefield bandage, and let's start with invigorating vapor. That's not the ability. I meant to use the other one. I meant to use the healing ability whose name I can't remember right now. Oh, let's just... Though, I didn't really parse the fact before that that invigorating vapors works on everyone. It hits the entire party, not just one person. Boosting everyone's dodge could actually be useful. I think I've been underestimating the utility of that ability. No, the rhyming was not intentional. Because, yeah, it buffs the entire party. Boosting everyone's dodge could actually be pretty good. Alright, now let's see if this is made of any, like, antique wood or something.
Resistance.
It is. And we get a couple more deeds, contributing to finally being able to afford the Sanguinimers. Which we can't afford in no way because I keep spending heirlooms on other upgrades. It's entirely because it's really expensive and for no other reason. And I'm actually going to go down this hallway in the hopes that these curios are things that can turn into treasure. Right. And grave robbing time! Yes, grave robbing does often pay off. And treat the poisonous sap
Finding the
and
stuff
more
is only the
antiques.
first test. Now it must be carried home.
And I'm just going to go into this room even though there's nothing here, because apparently the heroes in this game are not really familiar with the concept of turning around. So we have to go into the room in order to get them to turn around. And we've actually been to every room in this dungeon. We don't usually do that. Usually we skip something.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
3 to 5,
We
again, no
require only
guaranteed
the
skill.
strength to follow it.
And after I specifically equipped this team to help deal with Eldritch, we've just gotten all of the beasts.
Be gone, fiend.
Just went all, it's like they knew that we were prepared for Eldritch and they just went all in on the beasts. Manacles to finish that one off. Anti-venom, and then let's go for some weird reconstruction. That is the cool thing about weird reconstruction. Even unupgraded, it can restore a lot if you get lucky. Leading to these great clutch moments. And then to just horrible disappointment when it fails to do anything useful for you. Anti-venom, and let's go with nervous stab. And calm crush, I guess.
Another
we
one
call that.
falls.
Okay, that's the end of the spiders. They did a bit more damage than I'm comfortable with.
Be wary. triumphant pride precipitates
Okay,
a
we can drop
dizzy
the food,
fall.
and I'll drop the citrine for the rare antique. Okay, it was right not to drop the anti-venom. And more blood and more rare antiques. Ah, damn it. And it's trapped, too. Yeah, this is fool you once, fully out. This is more than once. At some point, it does become shame on you. So the good news is we managed to at least find the means to temporarily sate the addiction that's ravaging our operation. Let's go for the stun, but I'm probably going to actually have to use transform. You need here. We need here. And
Compassion
you know
is
what?
a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Gotta give the occultist credit. He's doing a very good job of keeping this team together, whether they like it or not. Okay, Mark Prey. Okay, it missed this time. We're gonna have to deal with Rend the Mark at some point. Or perhaps we won't, and instead we'll just have to deal with them spamming Escape Cloud, because that's so much better. I'm actually gonna go with Emboldening Vapors. And it's time for Transform. Rage will only do 3 to 5. Rage will do 5 to 9 or 6 to 11. Slam also, yeah, unfortunately even these abilities, unupgraded, can't do a whole lot. They are better than nothing, though, and we're finally dealing with Eldritch enemies, too. Crush on this one. Won't kill, but I want to set them up to definitely be killed by Rake next turn. Except for the one that uses Escape Cloud and manages to get a critical. Oh, right. Because they're both now using Escape Cloud, they're just gonna circle their way around, so they always end up in the same position. It's like the escape, it's the move treadmill. Each one is trying to reposition, but it doesn't realize that its teammate is also trying to reposition. And now it just goes for random. So I said that they were going to, that I was going to have to deal with Mark Prey at some point, and so just to prove me wrong, they've been doing everything else except Rend the Mark.
Beyond one's limits.
I said they were going to use Rend the Mark, and they decided they just had to prove me wrong. Okay, and let's just go with Rage. And Rage is unfortunately not the most accurate of the moves. And Nervous Stab isn't the most damaging, so the last piece of the last artillery piece just is not dying. And we're just dealing with ever-increasing amounts of poison. Okay, there we go. The medic finally managed to put it down.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Now we can afford to drop everything, drop the supply items except for the shovels. But, yeah, you guys up for one last spot of grave digging before we do this? Well, there's nothing of value inside it. Anyway, let's get out of here.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Got a cool 11,000 plus the quest reward. Managed to scrounge up a decent supply of heirlooms. A lot of crests. I didn't realize I got that many crests. And we also managed to sate our rampant blood addiction problems, at least temporarily. And everyone is up to resolve level 1 now. Okay, that's awesome. The Abomination got Weapon Tinker as his first new quirk. That is... I may actually lock that in. That is going to serve him extremely well. Of course, I'd probably need a Caregiver's Convention in order for it to be worth it to lock that in. And we have a Spiritual Antiquarian.
Their customs are curious, and their generosity is notoriously short-lived.
Oh, so stuff in the Nomad Wagon is cheaper. Unfortunately, stuff at the Nomad Wagon isn't good right now, and we can't afford any of these. So, I'm gonna quick make use of that Weapon Tinker quirk before I forget. And upgrade his mutation. Somebody commented that it's weird that, like, you can upgrade... You apparently are upgrading the Houndmaster's dog, causing it to do more damage. But apparently we're just upgrading the Abomination's, like, mutation. And somehow that allows his attacks to do more damage. Anyway, this gold's burning a hole in my pocket. I gotta find something to do with it. That's a good start. It's Dismas to the list of people getting treatment. And while we're at it, also Enguerrand. And, lo and behold, we're out of money again. Let's see about looking into the Sanguine Vintners. So, haven't gained any extra of these, so trading in all of the portraits brings us up to 19. However, 19 plus 12 is 29 plus 2 is 31. So 31 plus how many? 31 plus 20 is 51. So we made significant progress, but we're still... if it costs 80, we're 19 busts short of being able to afford the Sanguine Vintners. And as I said, I think that's... Given how many people have the Crimson Curse, I think that's the next thing that we should go for. Anyway, I am actually planning on going back to the courtyard in this episode, but first, I am going to get a fresh recording file. I will be right back.
Once, our estate was the envy of this land.
Okay, I am back, and it's time to go on a brand new quest. But I'm not actually quite ready to go back to the courtyard yet. There's something else I want to do first. Let's see. So, I have a few specific people I'm saving for the courtyard, but the issue is I want to send Bolbec, Dismas, and Enguerrand all to the courtyard, and all of their stress levels are a little high yet. So I believe just leaving a hero on the bench for a week causes their stress level to go down. So instead, the other thing is I want to accumulate enough heirlooms to get the Sanguine Vintners, and I'm not going to be able to get very many heirlooms in the courtyard because I don't think I'm actually going to be able to complete the epic quest in one more run. I think it's going to take more than that. So, instead, before I go to the courtyard, I'm going to take the same team I sent before, which means I don't even need to worry about their equipment, and send them here. And this also gets us 2 more busts. Okay, so we're going to the Cove. I don't need any of the blood, because I don't have anybody with the Crimson Curse. We'll need shovels and torches, though. Some medicinal herbs, plenty of food. Yeah, I'm bringing an antiquarian again. I'm tired of being broke. Unfortunately, I don't have anybody who has any camping skills that can prevent nighttime ambush, so I'm just going to have to deal with it. Some bandages, a little anti-venom, because there's a few circumstances where I might need it, but very few. And I'd say we're ready. Let us begin.
Recover these lost shipments of rarities, that we may prevent them from falling into even less scrupulous hands.
Okay, this is not exactly an ideal map for this mission. Also, I am starting with people who already have some stress, but since it's a novice level mission, it should be at least somewhat manageable. I am going to need some scouting, though.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
And
We require only the strength to follow it.
I'm just going to go with Sacrificial Stab. Wound up not working, but it's accurate enough. Ow. And I may as well just use Invigorating Vapors.
The blood quickens.
And for the Abomination, let's just go with some Psychological Warfare. front guy, let's just go with Crush. Won't kill, but it'll get us close. If, whatever the name of that ability is, if Sacrificial Stab had hit, the front grouper would be dead right now. Another Beast Vial. And I guess they know when to duck. That's a bit of a problem.
Obliterated.
Another fool for the fun. Unfortunately, at this point, the occultist is going to need to focus on healing people for a little while. This will go with Nervous Stab, though that will also miss, apparently. Crush should finish the job. And it didn't. Of course it didn't. Okay, so this grouper just has one turn left to live, and unfortunately we are in our first fight and we already almost have someone on death's door. Okay, that's the end of the front two groupers. Weird Reconstruction. Please give me a high roll. Thank you. 14 is indeed a high roll. Okay, Crush on the only one that gets to live to see the next turn. One more point of damage and he doesn't. I'm gonna gamble that something that one of our people gets the next turn. Sacrificial Stab.
Give them no quarter.
Okay, there we go. Not much point in doing that. There's not much point in doing anything else either.
Confluence of skill and purpose.
So I use an ability just to burn time, and you say, a brilliant confluence of skill and purpose. It's almost like you don't actually know what you're doing, Ancestor. Okay, this is not exactly the most generous team composition. Not sure how I'm going to do this. Alright. Just go with Nearsighted to start. And I'm going to... The occultist is going to be using Weird Reconstruction a lot. Alright, Crush, only 73%. You know what? I'll take it. And it manages to fail in a completely different way than I was worried that it would. Okay, can Nervous Stab finish the job? Nope, we were bound to miss sooner or later, and I guess this is when that happens. You would use Barnacle Barrier, I swear you do it just to spite me. And Sea Breeze. Congratulations, we've essentially made negative progress in that round of combat. Well, fortunately, this means I can hit you with Beast's Vial, which you resist. Apparently that 10% light resistance really did a lot. Alright, stick with Weird Reconstruction. This is the best luck I've had with Weird Reconstruction in a long time. 2 14s and an 8. You know what? I'm just gonna stick with Invigorating Vapors.
Inspiration.
The evasion buff could actually be very helpful. Alright, I just need to hit these two with Beast Vial one more time. Mainly, I just want to hit the grouper with Beast Vial so I can get him to die without leaving a corpse so we can actually reach the shaman. So of course he dodges it. Of course. It was inevitable. Well, Sacrificial Stab. He will leave behind a corpse, but at least he's not alive anymore. This is just going real slow. Okay, let's rampart this guy so that he's not guarding the other guy anymore. And he resisted the stun too. This Guardian is a champ. This Guardian does not mess around. Stick with the increased dodge. I mean, it doesn't do that much, but it does something. Also, Sigmund could really use some healing. I mean, he has 15 hit points, more than some of the other people have. Oh, and of course, the Defender wore off. It wore off. It wore off. One of these days, I will learn to speak English, I mean, English is the only language I speak, but that doesn't change the fact that I don't speak English. Okay. Just crush the deep stinger so it's not a problem anymore. Put the deep stinger out of my misery. And now we just have to deal with the Guardian, and it used Barnacle Barrier again. Because of course it did. Alright, well, Fester Invasion. Its blight resistance is literally 0, and there was another part of that. So its blight resistance is 0, and blight cares not for protection. Perfect. So now they're both in line for Beast Vile, and the Guardian is no longer defending the other guy. Shaman is the priority because I don't want him to use Sea Breeze again. But Beast Vile will also help me deal with the Guardian. He's blighted for 5, he has 9. This will do at most 1. This could, yeah, even without a critical, he still gets 1 more action. And the odds had to catch up to me eventually. We finally have a 0.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
This is a reasonably sturdy team composition. Unfortunately, it takes a very long time for them to kill things. May as well go for Absolution and get critical Absolution. And you can just use it.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Their formation is broken. Their formation is broken. That tends to happen when they're dead. Okay, what does the scouting say? Curio, and Curio. Well, I have to find out if there's a quest location over here before we proceed. And anti-venom is the interaction. I believe it restores health. Yep. See, there is actually a Curio interaction for anti-venom here. There's just only one. And you know how no one in this team has the Crimson Curse? Why do I get the feeling that that's about to change? Okay, Vulnerability Hex does nothing because this isn't a Mark Exploitation team. You know what? Screw it. We're going all in. Rake might kill, but if it doesn't, it probably will next turn. And yep, going for Gather the Blood. Okay, pre-digestion, that's good. That can't cause the Crimson Curse. And Croissant, during the fight, you have one job. Boost evasion. The more times we can dodge Gather the Blood, the less likely it is that any of us leaves here with the Crimson Curse. And we're already having trouble keeping people supplied with blood with the number of patients we currently have. Sigmund accomplished nothing. We're mostly just setting up for Rake. Get rid of that supplement. Boost everyone's evasion again. Hasn't worked yet. Though at least nobody actually has the Crimson Curse yet. We have one supplicant to get rid of. And one that's thankfully decided not to use Gather the Blood. And two that thankfully decided not to use Gather the Blood. Alright. See if you can crush the Sycophant. Evasion is high, but good work. Oh right, they don't leave behind corpses, do they? And good old, and the old friend Rake. Go to the corpse and the living enemy. Still going with invigorating favors. Get yourself some anti-venom. Get yourself some healing. And another 14. Nice. And I'm actually going to go for Rampart because I can't one-shot with Crush, so I want you to be stunned. Of course, that would require me to... Of course, if I had remembered that its stun resistance is 150%, then I wouldn't have done that. One of these days, I'll discover what it's like to be smart. trade. That's at least a good start. And Nervous Stab should be able to be a good end. And the crowd goes
Success
wild!
so clearly in view.
Okay, I'm dropping
Or
the
is
journal
it
page for
merely
the
a
blood.
trick of the light?
Using the last anti-venom, which means I could have kept the journal page and used the anti-venom and then picked up the blood. Anyway, no one has the Crimson Curse, and we managed to get another vial of the blood. That is a good sign. And there's nothing else over here. Okay, next we go... I'll go the shorter route. That means there's less backtracking if they aren't all in this area. Okay, I know none of you are good at disarming traps, but which one of you is the least bad at disarming traps? 20%, 20%, 20%. So you're all equally bad at disarming traps. So I'll give it to the person with the most stress, because of the stress reduction if you disarm traps. So just a nice, relaxing landmine diffusal. You know,
awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
You know I find it relaxing when somebody finds me a landmine and I can, you know, carefully disarm it and hope not to blow myself up. Alright, yeah, let's just go with the same strategy as last time. Unfortunately, that means it's going to take a little while. 67% chance to hit. But he made it!
Cleansed from
Got
our
it.
lands.
Got impatient with how slow the fight was last time, so we decided, no, that thing is dying right now. 25% chance, 75% stun resistance he manages to resist. This is what happens when your abilities are unupgraded. Ow!
Death waits for the
That one hit
slightest
me right through the
lapse in
screen.
concentration.
Because of the random turn order, a couple of them get to go before any of us do. Alright. Sticking with the vial.
A decisive pummeling.
Okay. Okay, that's the end of the spearfishing after this turn. He'll die next turn. Alright. Yeah. Quick stitch the antiquarian back together. Gonna go with Rampart again. Capitalize on his allegedly weak stun resistance. I'm starting to just not believe that his stun resistance is actually 5%. It's got to be higher. And of course, the very thing I was trying to prevent winds up happening anyway, and we have Barnacle Barrier. And Sea Breeze undoing... You guys are just busy foiling all of my plans, aren't you? And Manacles isn't enough to make up the difference. And all the luck decided to all catch up to me all at once. Okay, the grouper is done. That's a start.
Unforgiving.
And there's the only thing you can target is the Guardian, so target the Guardian. You do not want to be killed by the Guardian. The good news is we've already got a pretty good share of loot. Alright. Manacles in the hopes of stunning the Guardian. Finally! Alright, Nervous Stab on the Oracle. Sacrificial Stab on the Oracle. I guess Sacrificial Stab, I suppose, is like a more composed or focused stab. Also, so Rampart has a 100% base stun chance against somebody with 25% stun resistance, and it missed twice. Or it failed to stun twice. Okay, 75% versus 90% base chance to stun, but you know what? It also is his most damaging single target ability. We may as well go for it. However, the Occultist isn't allowed to do anything other than weird reconstruction for a couple of turns. We need to be reconstructed, and I don't care if it's weird or not. Just give me more. And let's just kill. Or not. The game has gifted me with an extra round where we can focus on healing. Okay. I'd say that went fairly well. Until I misclicked and accidentally attacked the corpse instead of the living enemy. Yeah, it happens occasionally when you're me. Okay, there we go.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Side effects of Viking include total loss of manual dexterity. Okay, still just curious. I'm gonna discover that there are no quest locations anywhere in this wing, and it's all distributed among these 4 rooms. That's what's gonna happen, isn't it? No, I'm gonna hold off on dropping anything just yet. I'm gonna get to the end of this hallway, and then I'm going to get back here. Well, I'm going to get far enough to get scouting. Curio. Quest locate. Okay, never mind. This was worth it. Alright. And light up a torch to make space for the next torch.
Glittering
And
gold,
yes, another
trinkets
antique.
and baubles, paid for in blood.
Oh, right. This is one of the ones that requires us to have inventory space in order to benefit from the quest item. Okay, I got a plan. Step 1, clear out the room battled with treasure. And it's more of the Crimson Court. Well, we managed to avoid getting... And the first thing they do is the thirst. Well, we've managed to avoid getting the Crimson Curse yet. Of course, I'm pushing my luck by talking about it, but let's see how long we can keep that streak alive. Okay, step 1, transform. We can't afford to let these guys last too long. This expedition is doomed. Not that there's a lot we can do about it with accuracy like that. Not a whole... Vulnerability Hex may be his best bet, since it reduces dodge. But these guys are... You know what? Yeah, let's do that. Vulnerability Hex on the Sycophant to reduce its evasion down to a more manageable level, like 0, which is the correct amount of dodge for enemies to have. Actually get a nervous stab the Supplicant because I'm pretty sure I can one-shot the Sycophant with Crush if it hits. I can't! I severely overestimated Crush's damage. Okay, and that's bleeding for a lot. Rake? Okay, Rake managed to heal. Managed to heal! I mixed up hit and kill because it technically did both. It managed to heal the enemy. Okay. May not be a hill I'm prepared to die on, but as a hill I'm prepared to kill all of you on. Okay, Rampart the... I actually remembered to check this time. Don't Rampart the enemy with 150% stun resistance. Instead, hit the Sycophant with Crush and miss. We're having good luck with avoiding the enemy's attacks, at least, and with positioning, since now they're both within range of Rake. And, yeah, okay, we're having amazing... This Occultist, he has amazing luck with his healing numbers, but he does cause bleeding a lot. Honestly, bleeding is a small price to pay for not being dead, though. And the last move the enemy gets is pre-digestion, and it even fails to cause blight. Thank you, I needed some good luck.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Okay, light up the firewood. Feast. Reduce everyone's stress a little bit. Okay. So... Indeed, no one in this team has any abilities that prevent nighttime ambush. Let's treat the stress of the person with the most stress. May as well use Eldritch Blood because it grants resistance to damage over time. Oh, plus 20% stress. I didn't notice that part. Well, I guess we can use Pep Talk to at least partially mitigate that effect. Tactics. Yeah, let's go with tactics. Alright, let's rest and hope that we don't end up with a nighttime ambush. And we do not!
A blazing star is born.
And we have an heirloom chest. Which does not contain a single heirloom. No heirlooms in the heirloom chest, apparently. And since the inventory is already full, I'm gonna have to drop the
handsome
citrine.
reward for a task well performed.
But that's 1 out of 3. Here's hoping the other 2 won't be too troublesome to find. And a battle managed to spawn in behind us again. Don't start resetting the dungeon yet, guys. We're not done in here. I know we're taking a long time, but we're not done yet.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Alright, and nervous stab. And another seaward slash, because of course. Alright, Crush should finish off the shaman with the help of Beast's Bile. Alright, now just fix the man-at-arms.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Okay, we might... okay, we're not going to be able to out-heal the incoming damage with numbers like that. Gonna need to pump this up a little bit. Nervous stab, not quite enough, but manacles will finish the job. Now we may as well go for a stun, because we need another round to get some healing in. Okay, 8. 8 is significantly better than 0. So 8 is kind of 2 zeros stacked on top of each other. It's definitely better than just 1 0. Though for some reason 8 is not twice as good as 0, despite 8 technically being just 2 zeros that are fused together.
This expedition at least promises success.
Are you sure about that? This expedition has not been very good about keeping its promises. Also, why are there so many dead whales? Like, a few dead whales in the background I could understand, but this many? What is going on? What has been happening around here? Well, don't worry, I already know. It's eldritch and horrifying, and that's really all you need to know. Okay, so... And we found another quest location. And another quest location. Okay, we found everything. Oh, damn it. I could have had... I had a supply item for that, but you had to get ahead of yourself. In fact, since there are no more battles between here and the quest location, I can drop the bandages, and then for the next one I can drop the food or the shovels. I could have a battle with the inside of that cocoon, but I already have 4 invitations. I'm not risking the success of this mission to turn that into 5. Oh, right. Quest location is a room. There's nearly always a battle. Wonderful. I forgot about that. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay. Starting off with Beast Style. And it's this team composition again. Okay. Sacrificial Stab. Show me the power of your impatience. A Nervous Stab. Alright, there we go. This is actually going well so far, so I'm just wondering how this manages to become horrifying. I know it will, the only question is how exactly. That's how. Sea Breeze is how, of course. Alright, Beast Bile. Because of the randomness of the enemy's AI, they aren't very good at healing through damage over time. And there we go. You know, if the Guardian is all by... He saw what I was doing and decided to stop me. I was going to say, if the Guardian is all by himself, he isn't really that dangerous, so let's kill the Shaman first, and so, of course, he uses Barnacle Barrier. On the other hand, that 25% stun resistance isn't serving him so well as it was the other guy. Spile.
Masterfully executed.
This is also helpful because his protection is up to 58%. Okay, I just need to do a little bit more damage to you. 7 is more than a little bit, but I'm not complaining. And knife him. Mr. Occultist, be very knife to the enemy. Try to be knife about what you're doing. I know the pun was terrible, but no, I'm not apologizing. No luck with Nervous Stab. How about Crush? Well, I suppose 3 points sort of qualifies. That's basically the strategy, to take out all the other enemies, then surround the Guardian and beat on him until he finally keels over. I actually should have gone for Absolution there. Remove destruction in the hopes of a critical. No luck. And there he goes.
The weapon that cuts on its own.
I may as well drop my last 3 supply items. Collect the Ancestor's Relic, and that means I need to drop something, and that something is the Citrine. Okay, we pushed our luck enough doing this at all without giving the heroes any stress treatment. Let's get out of here before something manages to go terribly wrong. 2 busts from here, 4,500 gold. Plus another 10,000 thanks to the Antiquarian. And it's pretty much entirely thanks to the Antiquarian. Not a lot of heirlooms. Okay, we have another person with deviant taste. What's going on here? What are you people doing to each other? Alright.
A finely crafted instrument of butchery and bloodshed.
Yep, we got the
Yours for
Lost
the
and Found event. And... Alright. Yeah, I did see the indicator that the people who were idle had their stress levels go down. So the next question is who to upgrade. Gale is already as upgraded as you can get. I'm going to prioritize the more experienced people. But I'm also going to prioritize classes where weapon damage is important. Alright, that's the free upgrade. And I am going to get you guys some stress treatment because y'all need it. Over to the pub for the last bit of stress treatment. Alright. I believe you guys are as upgraded as you can reasonably get. I'm not bringing you. Okay. Might as well upgrade Tracking Shot. And Demon's Pull. Alright, so let's look at just upgrading the regular people. Gale, I need to remember Gale is already fully upgraded. And we're already broke enough that I can't afford to spend anymore. Okay. Let me quick take stock. So I need 80 busts. So 17, I have 17. 17 plus 9 is 26. So we're at 26. 26 plus 14 is 40. And 40 plus 21 is 61. We're not there yet, but it'll probably be... Actually, wait a second. How about the crystals? So we're at 40. Or 61. I can only get up to 65, so... We will need more, but I want to make one more assault on the courtyard before I give up on this. And for that, we're bringing Bulbeck, Engerand, Dismas, and Slave Knight Gale. And unequip all trinkets, just to make sure that they're nice and available to us. Sort by character class. And as usual, the Arbalest is starting with the bedtime story. And I may as well add to that the Vengeful Grievers. The Occultist gets Junia's head and the Worry Stone to balance out the effects of having Junia's head. The Highwayman gets what the Highwayman always gets. Now for Gale, he gets a Warrior's Cap and the Redemption Armor. Normally I would bring a Man-at-Arms since this is already a high damage team composition, but Gale has skills that are upgraded higher than I'm allowed to upgrade his skills. I'm also going to trade Revenge for Solemnity. And so the sheer damage that he's capable of putting out is just kind of be unmatched. So, let's consume one of my 4 invitations, and now we need supplies. Okay, we're going to need some of the blood. We're going to need some of the food, too. That should be enough. Shovels, I believe, can be needed. We definitely want anti-venom. I think there's an interaction for medicinal herbs. Also skeleton keys. A handful of torches, but not a ton, because we don't have a lot of money, and a little holy water. And this leaves us with enough to outfit a inexpensive mission somewhere else if we somehow end up not recouping any of this. Some heroes in town may die because there isn't enough blood. Okay, I'm going to have to leave one of the blood behind or some heroes may die. Wonderful. This is what I mean. The Crimson Curse is starting to create real problems. The malignant merrymaking continues, and you are the entertainment. Okay, room battle with Curio. And you're already wasting. Dismas is already wasting, so I'm just going to give him the blood to get him up to passive. And I believe this is the crocodile. Yep.
A hideous mutation. Unnatural and abhorrent.
Lurking fear. Well, in response to lurking fear, I have Sniper's Mark. You know, I'm getting a real, like, Louisiana vibe from this whole area. We have the plants, we have mosquitoes as a major element, we have the crocodile as a mini-boss. It is kind of an interesting effect. Let's go with Weakening Curse this time. And it even hits! And it even successfully debuffs in spite of his high debuff resistance. Not much Gale to do other than Solemnity for now. May as well renew Sniper's Mark and hopefully reduce its dodge. Nope, it resisted the debuff. Well, Pistol Shot is at 31... Wow, 31% and it connected. Apex strength. But now, it's in position 1. Okay, Weakening Curse. Its debuff resistance is still 95%, but it's worth trying. And it worked. And this is why I brought Gale. Chop. 14 to 27 damage if it hits. Can't reach it with Sniper Shot, so I'm actually going to have the Arbalest go for Battlefield Bandage for now. But the point of this team composition is that I have people who can comfortably cause high damage regardless of where this thing goes. If it gets too close, I can punish it for that with Gale, and if it gets too far away, I can punish it for that with Dismas and Bulldog. Renew the mark and go to X. Because you cannot resist being marked. And it's choosing to stand and fight. Well, with a highly experienced leper in position 1, that is not a wise decision, my dear crocodile. Hoo-hoo! And Dismas really does not want to be outdone. Now that's a bit of a problem. Alright. You go for battlefield damage. Lurking fear. Alright, you just move back for now, Engeran. And I can still reach it with Chop, and I can even still have a 76% chance to hit. Yeah, Gale is going to be pretty indispensable in this mission. 4 to 9 with pistol shot, or 4 to 9 with open vein, but open vein has a chance to cause bleeding. Alright. Need a bandage. Sacrificial stab will do 3 to 5. Let's go with vulnerability hex. Unfortunately, when the enemy's dodge is that high, even the marking abilities fail sometimes. This is one of those times. By contrast, the leper has yet to miss. Not something I ever thought I would find myself saying, but I've found myself saying it. And yeah, the tides be turning a little bit. On the other hand, Bullbeck is not messing around with her healing. Okay, there's a little bit more damage and we'll be done. But that's not an option because Submerge greatly increases its evasion and heals it. 41% chance, but there's nothing else you can do, so we may as well go for it. Okay, bandage, and then move yourself back into your position. And another bandage, this time of a more battlefield variety. And Apex... Just stop bullying the occultist. Come on, he's not that bad. Stop being mean to the occultist. Ooh, and he's virtuous. One quieted mind can defeat all the world's ills. And it's down to 1 hit point. Okay, get the occultist off of death's door. And finish it off with open vein.
The onslaught. Destroy.
Okay.
All.
The Master's
Seize
essence.
this momentum.
Plus
Push
50,
on to the task's end.
plus 50% healing skills, plus 35% blight skill chance, and plus 35% debuff skill chance. It will be mine, whatever the cost. Alright. And let's see what's in the strong box.
A fortune.
Evidence of
waiting
corruption.
To be spent.
For the Houndmaster, plus 25% scouting chance, minus 50% chance the party is surprised, but plus 10% stress. Even the chief was in on it. That's dark. Yeah, unfortunately, we just have to hope that we manage to find some of the blood. But I mean, if we're going to randomly find the blood, this is the place where we would find it. Also, I completely forgot to use the torch to increase everyone's accuracy during that fight. I'm still getting used to some of the new mechanics. Okay, that is a hallway. That's a hallway and a half. Blood flowers. Right. No, holy water causes stress. Let's not do anything to the blood flowers. Leave the blood flowers alone. They didn't do anything to you. Don't do anything to them. This really feels... The length of this hallway makes it really feel climactic. And the 3 chevaliers along with the manservant makes it feel even more climactic. Okay, sniper's mark. I have part of a plan. Okay, raging slight. I'm not worried about stress on the guy who came out virtuous. I'm just worried about health. Okay, pistol shot only will do 6 to 10. Mark. Weird reconstruction. I need a big roll. Thank you, Engeran. That is exactly what I needed you to do. I need a big roll. He gets me critical for 34 healing. I knew there was a reason I kept that ability around. I'm actually going for Q. Can't one-shot, but I can two-shot. Oh, and they know it. They know Gale is the threat. They're focusing on it. Actually, I'm really glad. Actually, they're not, and I'm real grateful that they're not. thirst on someone who already has the Crimson Curse isn't as big of a deal. It's still a big deal, but it's less of one. Okay. Pistol shot, been wearing that guy down. Sniper shot to actually put him in the ground.
Their formation
We do need to heal, but we can focus on healing once fewer of the enemy are alive.
Press this advantage.
Q, and it even managed to get a kill. Okay. Unfortunately, okay, this is bad.
Terrible vistas of emptiness.
This is extremely bad. That just made it work. And there he goes. There he goes.
More disappointment.
And that was the main healer too, which means we're gonna need to get out of here soon. I don't want to lose Gale. Okay. Go for Purge. Open vein. And it's bleeding for 3. Alright, she lost her turn, but Hugh should take care of the one in the back.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, we just have to... Okay, just one more Chevalier. Stick with open vein. Since it isn't marked right now, the damage over time makes it better than pistol shot. Ow! And damage over time, too.
Set the stage for heroism.
Alright.
For cowardice.
In the interest of keeping Dismas alive, Gale, I need you to get the kill. And you do not disappoint.
A faint hope blossoms.
Okay, I'm actually going to drop the food. Don't worry, and we got 2 more vials of the blood, which is good. I want to find out what this curio is. Oh, it's you again. I'm going to interact with you. 12 crests? I'm guessing that the game punishes... I have a suspicion that I've never been able to confirm that that you get a benefit if you interact with the person with a hero who has the Crimson Curse, but something bad happens if the hero doesn't have the Crimson Curse. Anyway, this is a guaranteed battle. I'm not going in there with 3 people. I don't think we can win without a main healer. And like I said, Gale is really overpowered. I don't want to lose him on his first mission. So, this is actually as far as we can make it for this foray into the courtyard. I was expecting to make it farther, but at least we got past the crocodilian. And the 12 crests is certainly a nice bonus.
Ignorance of your enemy and of yourself will invariably lead to defeat.
And Gale has a disease. Wonder what the disease is. Spotted fever. And he also has Ashen, which reduces his bleed and blight resistance. Okay, Dismas is fascinated with injury, wounds, and torture. That's concerning.
I see something long absent
But
in
we
the
survived.
sunken faces of passers-by. A glimmer of hope.
We survived. And not only did we survive, but we survived with enough money that we can put together another expedition to get... We can put together another antiquing trip to get more gold. So, anyway, having defeated another boss and made it farther into the courtyard, if only slightly, this is going to be the end for this part. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I will see you next time.